Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be doing my 10 top books in 2020. So let's start with the obvious options. First, the Origin series by l.armentrout. This is my all-time favorite series and I really loved it. It's a spin-off for the Lux series which follows the character named Luke and his girl Evie, and Luke is just the best. He's my top favorite boyfriend. I really love it. As you know, I don't give synopsis in these videos, but these books are incredible and everyone should check them out. The next series is the Lux series by l.armentrout. This is a super fun series. It's quite old and it's about aliens, and it's the original series from the Origin. And it follows a character named Demon Black and a character who is a Luxan alien, and a girl human whose name is Katie, and she is a book blogger like all of us. And it's really amazing how they fall in love and battle all these government agencies and programs. Is really fascinating to read about, super fun, and I hope everyone reads it. Next is the Dark Element series by l.armentrout. This is a story about gargoyles and demons, and it's amazing. It's a trilogy, and it follows a character named Layla who is half demon, half warden, which means gargoyle. And when she meets this handsome, super hot, sexy demon, Roth, her life is about to change forever. And it's really amazing. I have reread this series 3 times already, and my first read was during the summer. And if you can't tell how much I love this series by now, I don't know what else I can tell you. It's amazing, super fun. The romance is amazing. You should totally read it. Next in the spiral of l.armentrout is the Harbinger series, which is the spin-off series for the Dark Elements. And it follows Zane, who is a warden, when he meets a girl named Trinity, who is the offspring of an alpha, the angel. And it's really amazing series, and especially the second book has a huge cliffhanger. I can't wait for the third book to come out this summer. It's really amazing series, and everyone should check all l.armentrout's book. Next is the A Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas. I recently finished reading this series and it has become one of my all-time favorites. I really love Rhys and Farah's relationship, and the inner circle with Cassian, Asriel, Morin and Amber is super fun to read about. They're hilarious, and I can't wait for the 4th book in this series to come out very soon. And everyone should read it if it wasn't obvious by now. This series I also read for the first time this year, and I absolutely adored it, and that series is Shatter Me series by Tahara Mafe. And I totally devoured this series in the span of 1 month. I started with the first book and it was like 4.5, 4 stars. It was really, really good. The second book I was okay, but I wasn't so invested in the romance. But by the third book, I absolutely did a 180-degree for the 2 male characters, and I absolutely loved Warner, and I can see the appeal, and I absolutely loved them. I loved all the books in the series, but the last book, Imagine Me, wasn't my favorite because it was kind of like they reenacted the third book in Ignite Me and gave it a different ending, something like that, but that's just my opinion. But in total, I really adore the series. It's 4.5 all the series in total rating, but most of the books I gave 5 stars. Next is a series that it's been all over Bookstagram and BookTube for such a long time, and that is The Raven Cycle by Maggie Stiefvater Water, and I have been meaning to read this series for such a long time. And I picked it up this year, and the first book was okay, like 4 stars, but the second book was so much better, and it get getting better and better. In the end, it didn't make it to my all-time favorite list, but these books are totally amazing. It keeps you guessing through the entire series, and the romance between Ganzi and Blue is adorable. And there is this character Noah in the books that is super adorable also, and you should totally read these books. It's pretty hard to get into it in the first place because there aren't many books out there like this one, so you can relate. But if you push through the first book, you absolutely will love this series. Next, I reread the Stock and Jack the Ripper series by Kelly Maniscalco. I wanted to do a physical reread for such a long time, so I decided that this year was the year. As you know, Stock and Jack the Ripper is my second all-time favorite series of all time, and it was such a fun experience to read it physically and not with an audiobook. I annotated so many quotes from Thomas and Audrey Rose. They're such an adorable couple, and I love how they always team up. And even though it's the 1800s, Thomas doesn't treat Audrey like lesser because she's a woman. She treats her like she's equal, and I really love that. And it has a different mystery in each book, and this series is totally amazing, perfect for October, and everyone should read it. Now lastly, I have two books which are standalones. First is The Night Swim by Megan Golden. This is I read it for the first time this year during October, and it was super hard to read about because it has many trigger warnings for sexual assault, rape, and pretty graphic images during this book, sorry. But I listened to the audiobook, and because the main character has a podcast, it gives us snippets of the podcast, and with the audiobook it's so much better the experience. But if many of you don't have an energy to read such graphic scenes or read about such a difficult topic, you shouldn't read this book because it's quite graphic. For me, it wasn't a problem because I'm a fanatic watcher for The Criminal Minds, and that's quite a graphic show. So I'm not very triggered by this subject. The final book I want to talk about is Fairy by Colleen Hoover. This was her first attempt at writing a thriller, which was an amazing job. And this was my first book I read by her, and I'm not regretting it one bit. It was quite smart for my taste, but the story was incredible, and that ending was the best ending I have ever read in a thriller. I mean, you don't even know who was the bad guy in the end, and that's incredible. I love how she did it, how she wrote it. Colleen Hoover has so much talent in thrillers, and I wish she would write more, not just contemporary romance. But this book is incredible, and for those of you who want to read it, be careful because it has many sex scenes quite graphically. But if you don't mind that, you will absolutely love this book. So that's it for my video. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe and stick around for more. Also, if you want to follow me on my Instagram, bookswithnatasa, and if you give my account a love, it really helps out my following in my posts, and I will really appreciate that. Also, I have a new theme currently on my Bookstagram, and I will really appreciate it if you give me your opinion on it. Also, most of my book reviews are posted here and on Instagram exist on my blog, which the link is down below. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in my next video. Bye!